welcome Christine Day.
It's an honour to be here. I woke up this morning and the Pleiadians were saying this is a celebration today. As usual, I'm just being filled with a lot of love from them and from Mother Mary and the energies of the Christ who are working so closely with me these days. I just feel such a gift to be here. But we are in a celebration today, and we will find out what that means, I think, as I progress, because the Pleiadians only give me information as the moment it needs to be utilised, so it will come through. But we are being celebrated today, they tell me, right this moment. Each one of you is being celebrated. And humanity here on this planet is being celebrated. So I'm very touched to be here. It's been a little while since I've been here. I've been writing my third book and completed it, and it has transformed me tremendously. It's brought to me an incredible new understanding of my position on the planet, and a new understanding, an incredible new perspective of where I am as a human being on this planet and in relationship to the rest of the universe and the universes beyond that. And so I carry that frequency. It's a new frequency of truth that we are all ready to receive right now. Each one of us. However, whatever we think of ourselves in the terms of our humanness and our limitations is irrelevant to where we really are and who we really are in relationship to the universe itself, this universe that we are residing in, and then the extended universes. And the love and the frequency of that love that exists within that truth is really all-encompassing, and we are made up of that love. So I pondered on this month's this month's kind of focus on conscious intervention. And at first when I heard those words, it's kind of like took me back a few steps. I thought, oh, that's interesting. Considering I really don't believe in consciously intervening with anybody. And then as I unfolded into that, I was very grateful for those words, because it brought me back to many truths that actually exist, which I want to share with you, so that we start from a platform of truth. And where that umbrella's out with that saying, with those words, is the importance of conscious intervention with ourselves on a human level, with our humanness. And we really cannot do anything but individually examine ourselves and get to know the depth of vulnerability and idiosyncrasies of our humanness to enable us to move into our evolution, to come back into a place of love, compassion, and witnessing ourselves so that we become that energetic mirror for the rest of humanity, that we hold an energetic platform of our self-love, of our imperfections, of our self-acceptance, of the beauty that we are within the many shades of being human. Because the Pleiadians have always said to me, and this always helped me tremendously, you need to love your humanness. You cannot evolve, you cannot move into enlightenment without embracing your imperfection as a human being. We've been taught to strive for this perfection, and the fact is we don't have to be perfect. We just have to be in self-acceptance of our idiosyncrasies. And that's not new words for you, but they're important words to remember because we still, throughout our lives, in this very challenging time of being in life on this earth plane, we tend to judge ourselves, to condemn ourselves for our actions, for who we are. But this is the time to hold ourselves with that energy of conscious intervention, with love and compassion, and witnessing that which we are. Very similar to the way the universe has done for us. Right up to this time, we have been supported energetically by the spiritual realms, by the different energies, the masters, the light beings. They have held a reflection, a mirror for us with love and compassion while we birthed ourselves, while we had our human experience. Because there are no wrong choices, we know. There are no wrong experiences. There's no such thing as death, so that we can really fulfill the full experience of being human. That's what these lifetimes have been about, leading right up to this time. That's what it's been about. But now our reason for being on earth is changing. Especially for those of us who have been the way showers, that have forged a path, trudging uphill sometimes, going through the mud, through the quicksand, but reaching for ourselves, reaching for something, going into trust, not knowing, but trusting, opening up like a flower would to the sun to receive ourselves, something greater than that human element. Allowing ourselves to be enlivened by our opening to that which we are, something greater. So here we are on the threshold, right on a threshold right now. The changing, the reason for us being here on this earth plane has actually changed. Officially it has changed, I have to tell you. It has officially changed. So I'm announcing that. Okay. We are no longer here just to have the human experience, because we've done it. We've achieved that. Completely, we've done it. So now is our time, through that introspection, that deep inner work that we've been called to do, that we are to move into developing and being spiritual beings and creating a bridge from that spiritual self to the human aspect. So the human aspect starts to be, we start being spiritual beings, having a human experience instead of human beings having a spiritual experience. We've transitioned, and the energy on the planet now is supporting that transition. It's supporting us into moving into that intervention, that conscious intervention with ourselves, to become the reflective mirror for humanity. To claim that which we are in our natural state. And we join the spiritual beings, the spiritual community, and the rest of the galactic community and the universal community in carrying that mirror, that platform, so that others can line up to that energy, that mirror of ourselves. So all focus has to be on us. Not out there in the world, because everyone's having their experience, and their experience is perfect for them. You can look at the Syrian energy. You can look all around the world at the drama and the chaos of third dimension. Each one of us is where we're supposed to be, having that experience, that perfect experience for an unfolding of our humanness. Some are still learning those lessons. Some still need to be in those positions of being powerless. And if there's no such thing as death, it's simply just an experience in a moment. That's what we need to understand. We need to bring ourselves out of the density of that kind of framework that we, somehow go, oh my gosh, these people need saving. Actually, they don't need saving. They're in their perfect position, having their perfect experience, as we are. And if there are no wrong choices and no wrong experiences, then you can let go and move into a state of self-acceptance and honoring your journey and breathing and letting go and just trusting and unfolding into the divine flow. But the first step is to take your focus off everyone else and bring it right back here to the sacredness of yourself. So while you're still clinging to the misperception of these poor people over here who are suffering so terribly, they are in their perfect experience for themselves of what they've said yes to allow the fullness and have the full experience of their suffering in order for them to claim another part of themselves, or not. We all get to choose the moment we stop suffering. Every one of us. Suffering arises from wanting something other than what you have created that's right in front of you. It's not owning your creation. It's saying this is wrong. Instead of entering and saying, okay, I've created this. What is it bringing up inside of me? And holding that human part that is suffering with love and compassion and letting go into that. Allowing a new level of birthing process where the higher part of yourself is turning around. It's not going to let go into the drama. It's going to witness the drama. You're going to breathe and you're going to hold that human aspect that is suffering through the creation, bringing up what's already inside of you that has not been resolved yet. That's all it is. And the moment you are willing to open into that space and hold yourself in that love and allow the depth of the feeling that is inside of you, that's part of that unique human part, and just breathe and be willing to be there. And as you do, it can leave the body. It can be resolved within you because you are prepared to meet yourself in that space. In that moment of intervention. That is intervention. It's coming forth and holding a place of love, of compassion, and being willing to be present with yourself. As you evolve, you must look at the truth of everyone else's drama and allow them the honor and respect, not spiritual arrogance, thinking they need saving. Because everyone is capable of saving themselves in the right moment. No one is more or less than the other. And this is important to understand because it sets you free. Are you willing to be set free and allow yourself to step outside that illusion that we've played out for lifetimes, because the door's wide open. There's a new energy on the planet from the 1st of October that has come in that allows you to most readily let go and move outside that box of illusion. That you start to take responsibility and assume your self-empowerment and see others exactly where they're supposed to be and honor that. Honor them for what they have chosen. Even your partner and your loved one beside you. If they're suffering, they're creating that. You witness them, you love them. You honor and see them with that love. You witness them. That is love. And you breathe and allow them their process. You don't try and make it okay. But you witness and respect them with that love. That is love. It's the highest form of love. And we are supposed to bring that love now out into the community and be that mirror. We, through example, are what is needed here for the rest of humanity to do what they need to do in their moments. This is the beginning of a new era, a new turning point for all of us, to align back to the spiritual nature and allow ourselves to assume this rightful place of integrity with ourselves and with everybody else. Let's just take a breath right now, because that's a lot of energy. There's a lot there to be digested through. But there is the single piece of just being willing to bring all your awareness here into the heart space. That is where your connection is. That is where the truth lies. That is your home space, where you evolve and take your rightful place with the rest of the energy, the universal community. As you open to that truth and allow that evolution, you will have a deep experience of a new way of being in the world. And when I talk about the world, I'm not talking about just this planet. Planet Earth is part of a collective group of people or of beings that exist within the whole universe. And we are to play our role, an important role within the universe. We have to take our place back within the rest of the universal community. This is our time for revolution on this earth plane. And the door is wide open. The Pleiadians say the energy is going to intensify. The third dimensional drama is going to intensify on the planet, leading into November, December, into the new year. Now, what you have to do is, are you going to choose to be in the drama, or you're going to focus on yourself and allow yourself to align back to this state of being and supporting your human self, navigating your way to unfold through that space? Because the drama's the illusion. Now, we still get to choose. We can continue to choose to be in that drama and to witness everybody and feel like people need saving and, oh my gosh, how terrible these people over here are, going through so much. Well, they are where they need to be, and that is the honoring of the experience that has always been set out in this third dimensional illusion on planet Earth. But planet Earth's role is changing. It is not going to be a third dimensional play out much longer. There is going to be a transformation of energy on this planet where we will form new conscious communities as we begin to let go and evolve. But it takes coming back to the self and then bringing that human element with you, allowing that bridge to form between you and your humanness, and allowing this sacred evolution, this deep, almost like resurrection of your humanness, to feel the love and the compassion that we all need as human beings. That human part can evolve. It can come to a new understanding and allowing the old shells, the old self-condemnation and judgments to fall away. There is this frequency of energy right now on the planet that is allowing those old shells simply to fall away from us. The old barriers. It's not that we have to go through all these processes anymore, these deep processes from the past. It's not like that anymore. The karma has lifted from the planet to enable us to awaken very quickly. But each one of us needs to understand the importance of this deep process of unfolding with our humanness, bringing our human element back into a loving enfoldment, not the self-judgment. The energy of the whole universe is holding a space for us to rejoin that collective God consciousness, that light, the love that we all have inside of us. And there's this energy that we're being asked to open up to, is to, as we evolve and come back to ourselves and resurrect that human part, and bring that human part into a connection with the sacred that we are. There's that God consciousness state, that light that exists within each one of us, that we are all a part. The collective one, that's what the energies of the universe call it, the collective one. That we can interact and start opening up and joining forces through the oneness, through that God consciousness state, that we are naturally a part. It's part of our homecoming energy. And we're being called to come together in groups and open up. And a group is one or more people. So you've got 2, 3, a collective group where we start to claim ourselves and witness each other in the claiming of that sacred that we are. And as we evolve and bring the human part and honour the human part that we are, we begin to explore that unique gift that we are to humanity. Not only to humanity, but within the collective universes. I have seen a huge vista of energy from writing this third book, where we have a universe that we are a part of, and each one of you have a sacred origin within the universe to find, to rediscover within yourselves. As you open into the space of being, as you come back to yourself and really let go, and really see the shells just falling away as you claim the truth of our existence here, that we are here to have a series of experiences in order to learn. There is no self-judgment, there's no self-condemnation, there's an honouring of the courage that's taken for us to make this journey. It's been intense, and it continues to be intense on a third dimensional level here on the earth plane. But we need to honour the very content of our journeys and the suffering we have put ourselves through in order to learn. We kept ourselves separate and we suffered. But that separation is falling away, especially as we're willing to hold that human element within ourselves. To really honour the journey. If we just sit with ourselves and reflect on our individual journeys, where the guilt and the shame has kept us in a separated state, has stopped us from really opening up to receive our natural abundance. It's the time now to shift this concept that has been one of the greatest illusions, the greatest separators for all of us in our lives, this self-condemnation. This judgment about we should have done this, we should have done that. Well, if all experiences are perfect and no choices are wrong, where is the condemnation? We've chosen roads to go along in order to learn. And we have learned. But what we've done is held on to the old, so some of the old elements. And these shells that we have put around us through self-condemnation that stopped us being in a state of receiving our natural abundance can simply fall away now, just by you claiming the simple truth that you have just made choices, you've learned, you're letting go now of the old judgments, the shame, the guilt. Let's take another breath and just let go. Yeah, just allowing that energy, because the new energy that's here on the planet, it came in 1st of October, is here for these shells to simply just fall away from us. We only have to claim the truth of our lives here and honor the experiences and celebrate ourselves for the courage we've had to walk these chosen paths. And we have all got a story. Every one of us has a story about our lives that we are. But it's only a story. And we are powerful beings where we can recreate our stories now. Rewrite simply the truth. That's all we're being asked to do. And to hold that human part that has suffered, that has had deep sadness, that's been incredibly alone at times, with that love and compassion. This is part of our new path now, a powerful part of our new path that each one of us can realign to. It's a truth, a path of truth. That's all it is. A pathway of truth that we can simply step onto. It's like we're looking this way, we just need to move our vision here. It's simple, it's not complicated. There's nothing complicated about it because it's a path of truth. It's choosing that pathway and saying, yes, I'm walking this pathway now. This is my path of truth. And the illusion can be strong, but when you touch here, when you bring your awareness here, this is where the truth lies. And you can honor every individual around you, honoring where they are in their evolution, where they are in their lives, what they choose to still experience, because they're still in that illusion, which means they still need the experience. But many of you here no longer need that experience. You're done. It's actually over. And it takes a moment just to recalibrate yourself. That's all it is. A moment in time. A conscious choice to step onto your path of truth. And you don't look this way or this way. You're here. This is where everything arises within you on your path. And with that, you bring your human element with you. And you hold the humanness, the part of the human that is still suffering on some level, and you hold it with love and compassion. And you offer that truth, and you allow the truth to flow through the human element. And there is a bridge, an energetic bridge that forms, because for our enlightenment process, we must have that bridge with our humanness. And the human element needs to have a new relationship with you. You build a different relationship with your humanness through this path, through this bridge. This is the time, and there is a huge current that is supporting you to step on the path, through that path of truth. And you bring that love, the compassion, and witness every other human being, not judging them for more or less, because they are not more or less than you. They never have been. We all carry the same sacredness within us, and we are all interconnected by the God consciousness. You don't try and save someone, try and convince them of the path. You simply live out and act as that mirror, as a model for others to feel your love, your self-love, your self-acceptance, to feel the alignment to that truth. And this is the beginning of this huge turning point of celebration for us as human beings. Because the whole energy of the universe is carrying this energy around and through the earth plane at this time. And it's only going to accelerate. That energy is going to accelerate, which is going to require you to be totally centered in yourself, focused on yourself, not looking outwards, but here with your sacred self, with your humanness, and just allow the unfolding of your lives to take place. Not trying to work things out, because the ego mind always wants answers to the questions. The ego mind always wants to understand, and understanding is totally overrated. There's actually no need to understand anything. But the ego mind makes it so important that you understand. Now, I've got to try and work this out and understand. No, actually you don't. Because anything beyond third dimension is beyond the understanding of the ego mind. So you're going to have to let go of the need to understand. You're going to have to let go of the need to be right. That's very ego mind. And you have to let go and allow yourself to arise and flourish through the sacredness of yourself and the beauty of your humanness. Doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. It means you accept your humanness, the perfectly imperfect human state of yourself. Self-acceptance is self-love. So that you witness your human self and hold yourself with that love and compassion. You're committed to that intervention with your human part, the part that suffered so much. You witness yourself and you hold the love and compassion, just like we have been held on our journey so far by all the spiritual realms. We are supposed to rejoin the spiritual community, rejoin the universal community with the gift of ourselves, that unique divine aspect that we are. So you get to explore your own divine aspect and honor yourself. Moment by moment, you honor yourself for all that you are, for all of your uniqueness. And you hold yourself close and keep aligning to that energy of the sacred that's within you, within your heart space. And at the same time, allow your path to unfold. Many of us will be moving energetically and changing the people we've aligned with for a long time. We'll be forming new alliances through this pathway. Because you have predestined, pre-agreements with many people where you're to form these community groups and to witness each other without any sort of competition, but just honoring the fullness of each person exactly as they are, accepting them exactly as they are in their humanness and in their sacredness. That you bring the fullness of yourself forward and they bring the fullness of themselves forward. There can't be competition because we all bring a uniqueness to the whole. We have that divine element that needs to be fed now, and the flame needs to grow. And you do that by simply letting go and letting go and letting go and allowing the divine aspect of yourself to lead you home. And home is here right now in these physical forms. And we are to create this evolutionary process on this earth plane through our own work with ourselves, through our own intervention with ourselves, with our humanness. Not to be afraid of what you find within your human aspect. We're actually glorious in all aspects. We have our rage, we have our dark thoughts, we have it doesn't mean anything. It just means that's an aspect of our human element that is playing out, that needs to be loved, that maybe didn't receive the love when you were a child, that is looking deeply to be nourished. And we have to nourish ourselves. The intervention is about a self-nourishment of all that is holy within our human aspect. All that we need to hold sacred about ourselves in our humanness. And to allow the old judgments to fall away, the guilt, the shame. To look at the truth of things, of what we've come to do here. And we have been successful. We have completed this phase, and we're on to our second phase on this earth plane, becoming more of our spiritual natures and having our human experience. It's not going to leave us, but to become this sacred part, to evolve more into the sacredness of ourselves and to extend that out into community just by being, not by trying, by being the love. By witnessing ourselves in that love that we are. And allowing us to become the reflection, carrying the mirror, the platform for the rest of humanity to align to theirs, because they have their own. They don't need yours. You don't have to be afraid of giving out the love because it's endless. We're unlimited in our form of being able to transmit love out. But not transmitting love out to try and correct this person or fix that one. It's a natural emanating of light, of love from our heart, contributing to the whole, our uniqueness. That's what we're doing. Becoming that love and just allowing ourselves to be, not struggling anymore, just being and resting in that within ourselves. That's where it starts. It has to be here. This is who we are. And through this space, this unlimited space of our love that we are, we move through the world. Just letting go. And just letting go. Not trying to figure things out. Trying to understand. Just let go. And keep holding that human aspect in the love. Because that's what the human part needs. It's missing the nutrition of the love from yourself. You can go looking for all the partners in the world to be loved. But the love is here. That's what you're looking for. You are who you've been waiting for. Those words are everything. They carry the truth. You are who you've been waiting for. So stop turning outwards and start turning back and being here. Meeting yourself, that destined meeting of the truth, of the love that each one of us is. Through that simple action, you get to return back to the collective God consciousness state that has always been with us. We have separated from that, but it's always been there. So that we could have that experience of separation. It's done. It's over. It's enough now. It's enough. We're moved into that second phase and the energies support that. Now we have to turn back to that human part. Only we can do that. We can't wait for someone else to do it for us. We're here to save ourselves, to resurrect ourselves, to bring the love back to ourselves through that intervention. And I guess the question you want to ask yourself is, am I willing to let go and receive that self-empowerment? Am I willing now to take which is mine, to claim it, not only to claim it, to be it, to be the love? I think that's our celebration today. Because the energy is here for each one of us. We are here for each one of us. You are who you've been waiting for. And in that truth, everything else evolves. It's not complicated, it's simple. It's always been simple truths. Those moments of reaching back to self. Don't get distracted by saving the planet, saving individuals. Don't allow that distraction. It's easier sometimes than meeting the pain inside. But the pain's there because you're needing the love, the acceptance from yourself. Celebrate the journey. Celebrate your courage from this journey you've lived right to this moment of time, right to this moment, and now start your new path. Ashata I, Ashe Om, Dai Ine A, Ashe Om, Ashe O, Ashe O. And personally, I wish to honor each one of you for every moment of your journey that you have taken, for all the courage. And I want to honor all that you are in your holiness. So be it. Thank you, everyone.
Holding our hearts with love in the midst of all the world drama, I give you this song today. We see the world with its wars and famines. We feel so sad and we feel so lost. So we blame the ones outside us or try to hide from the pain it costs. But what if every person on this planet held hearts with love? What if every person held their own hearts for one moment, just for one moment? One moment with love. With love. Oh. We see the air and the waters polluted, the forests cut down for consumer urges. So we blame the ones outside us or try to hide from the pain it costs. person held their own hearts for one moment, just for one moment with love, with Well, the oceans would clear, there'd be no fear, the wars would cease, we'd live in peace. Could this be? Could this be? Could this be our destiny? Our destiny? Our destiny? Could this be our destiny? And what if every person on this planet turned their eyes outside in? And what if every person held their own hearts for one moment, just for one moment with love, with
I just want to honor the sacredness of each one of you here. And for each one of us to open up and open to the collective sacredness that each one of us is a part. We are being held within the God consciousness state. And we each bring our own unique piece to the whole. Akoshata I, she om da ine a, she om, she om, she o. He a, she om da ine I, she o. So be it.